Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new top 5 video in the Saturday top 5 series. If you guys have any top 5 suggestions for next week, leave it in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. Anyways, today's top 5 is going to be the top 5 best GXs coming in Celestial Storm. It's been confirmed here. There's 11 new GXs coming in Celestial Storm. We're going to take a look at the top 5 today. This might be kind of controversial. I'm not going to lie. This was kind of hard to make. This really took me a few minutes to kind of, well, not a few minutes, but you get my point. This was kind of hard to make, so if this list is not like what you guys thought it would be, or if it wasn't super accurate, leave a comment down below. Don't go hating on me, but if you guys don't agree, leave it down below and tell me what you think is best GX set. Anyways, moving on to our number 5 spot. Alright, here we go with our number 5 spot is going to be Scizor GX. Scizor GX, I feel like, is a pretty solid card. It's not the greatest thing, that's why it's at the bottom of the list, but it's got some good traits going for it. For starters, its typing and stats. Stage 2 Pokemon with 240 HP. Very bulky. 240 HP is super tanky. Solgaleo GX won't even one-shot you. That's how good it is. And you also are a grass type. Now, grass types, in my opinion, are very good right now when you can hit Lycanrocs for weakness. You can hit Greninjas for weakness. Greninja GX specifically. So you have a really good typing. A lot of HP. And you actually have 3 attacks that I think are all pretty solid. So its first attack is Perplex, which for 1 grass you do 40. Your opponent's attack Pokemon's not confused. We know Confusion right now is a very good way of putting pressure on your opponent. Confusion is very, very strong and can put, make your opponent do some weird things. Like, oh, do I want to attack? Do I want to risk it, right? Or do I want to retreat? So you put your opponent in some weird, awkward positions with Confusion. You also have Extra Sensory, which is his main attack, and it's pretty good because we are getting Copycat back, most likely. So Extra Sensory immediately gains some good things with Copycat. So for Grass to DC, you do 90 damage. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, you do 180. With the Choice Band, you do 210. Then you're one-shotting Zoroark GXs. Then you're one-shotting, all the big GXs, basically. So you have a very strong attack, and again, comboed with stuff like Judge and Copycat, you can really make the use out of Scizor GX's attack and make it good. You also have its GX attack, Pandemonium GX. Shuffle one of your opponent's Pokemon, all cards attached to it, into their deck. This can be great at just putting something back in their deck that either your opponent had a B-string on, or they just have built up with like a lot of energy. So it's a very strong GX attack. The only reason it is at the bottom of the list is because it is a stage 2. It does need 2 energies also to use Extra Sensory. So it can take a while for this card to really get going. But other than that, it is a very solid card in my opinion. I think it's still pretty good, and we'll probably maybe see a bit of play. So it is at the number 5 spot on today's list. Moving on to our number 4 spot. Alright guys, coming in at our number 4 spot is going to be Electrode GX. Now we just looked at a Hippopotas Milotic deck, which was inspired by a 58th place deck in Japan using both Electrode GX and Hippopotas. Electrode GX is a very cool card, and its ability is what makes it so good. Now, there are some drawbacks to Electrode and its ability, but other than that, its ability can be very powerful. So, once you're in turn for attack, you may attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon. That's any energy you want. That's special energies like DC. You can also attach Double Dragon energies, you can attach Strong energies, you can attach Burning energies, just to name some, and basic energies. So it's a very good combination. From your discard pile to your Pokemon, except GXs or EXs. Now, the fact that you can't attach to EXs or GXs does suck, but there are still some good non-GX EX attackers that can benefit greatly off of Electrode. Electrode can work really well maybe in like a Dragon deck with like a non-GX Dragon attacker per se. And we already know it works with Hippopotas. So Electrode's great. Now, the reason we have it at number 4 is because while the ability has a lot of potential, its main problem is they have to be in the discard pile. Now in Standard, we don't have any good way to really dump energies in the discard pile and get them in there quick enough to really make use of an extra energy bomb. However, in Expanded, Electrode really does shine. Now, extra energy bomb does also mean that you will knock yourself out, meaning your opponent gets 2 free prize cards, which is kind of unfortunate. This is also why in Expanded it might be better because you have Life Dew, so you give up 1 prize card. Other than that, though, it's still a decent GX attack, and it can definitely work, and it's going to make some cool archetypes happen. We also have Crush and Burn, which is something to note. Discard any amount of energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each card you discard in this way. Crush and Burn is also pretty powerful. Any energy you want, you can discard DCs, which is 100 damage each. So overall, Electrode GX, I think, is a solid card. It definitely has more potential in Expanded than in Standard, but nonetheless, it is still a fairly decent card. A lot of cool combos can come out of this, and who knows, an Expanded Electrode could become very useful. So at number 4 is Electrode GX. Coming in at our number 3 spot, guys, is going to be Scizor GX. Scizor GX is a pretty solid card for a lot of reasons. For starters, it is a Metal Stage 1 Pokemon with 210 HP. 210 is a great amount of health to have. It matches with Zoroark and Golisopod. And you have a pretty good ability, and you have 2 attacks that are both pretty useful. And it's a Metal type, so you get to hit Sylveon GX and Gardevoir GX for weakness, which is always a win. So, Danger Perception basically states if this Pokemon's main HP is 100 or less, its attacks will do 80 more damage. Now, that's very powerful. Now, its attack Steel Wing is the only really attack you're going to use for a lot of the game. So, if you're below 100 HP, Steel Wing is going to be doing 160 damage. And then with a Choice Band, you can do 190, which then you're hitting the perfect numbers you need against Buzzwoles and against Ultra Necrozmas to state. So, Steel Wing can hit good numbers with Danger Perception, and it's only for 2 energies, which is also good. And you take 30 less damage from attacks, which also can help you. It gives you a lot more HP to work with. Now, Scizor does have a few good traits also. It is a Metal type, and there are some good Metal Pokemon you can combo this with. One of them being Dhelmise. Dhelmise will let you do 10 more damage. Steel Wing's output can actually be increased with Dhelmise, which is useful. And also, its GX attack. I think its GX attack is amazing. Crosscut GX for 3 energies. Do 100 damage. If your opponent's active as an evolution, this attack does 100 more damage. So you just do 200 damage flat. Meaning, you get to one-shot a lot of evolutions like Lycanroc GX, Glaceon GX. Zoroark can easily be one-shotted. Golisopod can easily be one-shotted because of stuff like Dhelmise and Choice Band. So Crosscut can hit great numbers. You can do this on like turn 2. If you attach an energy for your turn on your Scyther, evolve into Scizor, DC, you can smack a Zoroark right away. Crosscut is a great attack to have. It's always nice to have these one-shot GX attacks. And I mean, your damage output can get increased with Danger Perception. Scizor, in my opinion, is a fairly solid card. I like this a lot. It's also got 1 Retreat, which is pretty good. Weakness to Fire, you know, Fire types, post-rotation could not see much play because we're losing Volts. So, who knows? Scizor, I think, is a fairly solid card. I think it will see play. And, yeah, I like Scizor quite a bit. And it comes in at our number 3 spot. Moving on to our number 2 spot. Coming in at our number 2 spot, guys, this is going to go to Altaria GX. Now, this one might be kind of controversial, but hear me out. Altaria GX gains a lot. We get Latias and Star. We do have a lot of new support cards coming for Dragon types, too. No double Dragon Energy, which sucks. But Altaria has some good things going for it. Its attack, Bright Tone. For Fairy and a Colorless Energy, do 50 damage. Prevent all damage to its Pokemon by GXs and EXs. That is very strong. It's very similar to Hippowdon. And we already know stuff like Hoopa can be very threatening. And we know Altaria might be pretty good. And I think this will see play. Again, we are also getting a new Altaria that has the same ability as the one from Dragon's Exalted, which allows your Pokemon to do 20 more damage. So, Altaria can do more damage. It's very tanky. It's, you know, it can take hits. It also has a GX attack that combos nicely with your, you know, kind of tankiness or kind of trying to prevent your opponent from knocking out Altaria with Euphoria GX. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, which means they may not even attack you. Heal all damage from all your Pokemon. That is very good. You can have heavily damaged Pokemon. You can remove all the damage counters on them. Very strong GX attack, in my opinion. Now, Sonic Edge is also very good. It can go through Hoopa, it can go through Lola Ninetales, and it can go through Dawnwings, I'm pretty sure. Well, the Dawnwings GX attack. And with the baby Altaria you are getting soon, you're going to be able to do 130. The damage output's going to be better. I think Altaria has enough support going forward that it is still going to be a very solid card. Your opponent will have to try and get around it. Maybe for the first few times, Altaria might, you know, be really good. And then once people figure out ways to counter it, it'll fall off. But there's not really the best of fairy counters other than Gardevoir and Sylveon to counter Altaria right now. So it's kind of hard to counter. It can heal itself with Euphoria. It's very hard to deal with. So Altaria is great. Now, post-rotation, I think it'll be better because we're going to be losing a lot of important cards like Greninjas and Widows and stuff like that. There's still stuff like Baby Buzzwole, which are threats. But on that, I think Altaria still is very good, and I think it will, without a doubt, see play. And yes, it is my number 2 spot. Might be controversial. If you guys don't agree, leave it in the comments. Anyways, moving on to our number 1 spot. Guys, at our number 1 spot is, of course, going to go to Rayquaza GX, the one and only great Rayquaza. This card won the Japan Championships, all for the attack Dragonbreak. Does 30 damage for each basic Grass and Light Energy attached to your Pokemon. That is super good, and again, with Max Elixirs, with Vikavolt, you got a lot of good combos with Rayquaza, and we also got these new Dragon support cards like Latias. The one that won the Japan Championships was a Max Elixir build, but again, I think Rayquaza is definitely going to be the best card in this set. It's going to see the most play for sure. Will it be best deck in format status? I highly doubt it. I don't know. It's going to be weird to see if Rayquaza becomes best deck in format. But I do think Rayquaza has potential to be very, very good. Now, well, Rayquaza is great. Fairy types could return. I mean, think about it. You got Altaria, Rayquaza, and now we have Ultra Necrozma and all those other dragon types like Noivern also. Who knows? Maybe Gardevoir and Sylveon will both become very good attackers, and that's what kind of hurts Rayquaza, is that weakness to Fairy. But other than that, Dragonbreak is a very strong attack, and again, with stuff like Vikavolt, Rayquaza definitely has potential to shoot up to the top and become a very, very solid deck in the format, and for sure is the best GX in the set, hands down. Anyways, before we end up the video, we got some honorable mentions. Did you guys agree with this list? Anyways, the first honorable mention, I'm going to go to Tataka Gaea. I cannot pronounce that, but yeah, or actually, it's Tataka GX. There we go. Anyways, this is a great card for Ultra Beast decks, and also for Naganadel decks, right? So, Ultra Wall, your Ultra Beast take talents damage, that's pretty good. It can make them tankier, and who knows, that could be a huge thing. It could make your opponent do less damage. That's huge. You can stack this too, so you can have 4 in play, and then your opponent does 4 less damage. That's really good. You have Gigaton Stomp, not that great. Assembly GX is also an okay attack for 50 damage. This attack does 50 more damage for each prize you've taken. That's pretty good to end off the game, very similar to Formosa GX. So I do like Tataka GX quite a bit. I think it is a very good card, and it will help Naganadel decks quite a bit. The next honorable mention is Articuno GX. It's got the same GX attack, or not the same GX attack, sorry, the same ability, as Tapu Koko GX. And Tapu Koko is not a bad card. We just covered it like a few weeks ago. And Articuno can be a great 1 of or 2 of in water decks. Water will lose Max Elixir, but we do gain, you still have Aqua Patch, right? You still have Aqua Patch, so it's very good. Articuno can still work. There's still good water decks, right? You know, Lapras, Greninja GX will still be good. So I do think Articuno can be a great 1 of in some water decks. That ability can save you a lot. It can save your Pokemon. It can also save you your energy from losing them. So Articuno GX is a great card. I'm going to put it on an honorable mention. I think it just barely made the list. And then we have Blaziken GX. This is also a fairly solid card. Now, I think it's better in Expanded. It is interesting with Ho-Oh GX, though, but in Expanded, I like Blaziken a lot more. It does good numbers. 210 one-shot Zoroark GXs, which is all you really need. And Blacksmith is in Expanded. Who knows? In Standard, we'll take a look at a Blaziken Kiawe deck for sure. But other than that, I think Blaziken is a fairly okay card. It didn't make the list. Unfortunately, it is a Stage 2 Pokemon. Stuff like Baby Volk, losing that in the rotation does hurt this, but this card opens up in Expanded. Expanded still counts for these videos, so Blaziken in Expanded is actually okay. 3 energies for 210. Kiawe in Standard isn't terrible either, but the fact it's Stage 2, and it's not that great. But I do like it still. It's still an okay card. I think it's still got the potential to be a fun deck, regardless of how its stats can play out. But anyways, that was today's video. If you enjoyed this top 5, leave a like. Did you agree with this top 5? If you did, you know, tell me. Did you guys agree with it? If you didn't agree with it, leave a comment. What do you guys think top 5 should have been? What do you think the best GX in the set is in your opinion? Now, another card I guess I want to talk about is Banette GX, but again, it's weak to dark, and that's kind of what I was like, oh, it's weak to dark. Now, Mr. Mime is also pretty interesting. This was hard to make. There's so many interesting cards in this that are probably going to be coming. Like, there's Kingdra GX, which we're probably getting. Another interesting card. There's too many interesting cards. It was hard to make this video. I should have just made a top 10, to be honest with you. Whatever, it's too late now. Anyway, so, hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe down the road to 3,000 subs. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on another video. See you guys. Bye.